Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm Mike and I'm outdoorsy. We're back at our wilderness spot. We're quite heavily loaded this time, as you're going to see when you see our backpacks. They're huge. Reason being is we're looking to improve our water supply. A little spring at the bottom, it was a little bit silty last time, so while we could use the water, it wasn't really good for drinking. So we brought some buckets and shovels and a few other items to try to create a nice little reservoir and have a constant flow of water. On top of that, this time we're going to be spending the night, so we brought the big tent, our big 4-season tent. It's nice and orange. It's hunting season around here, so anything that we have that's orange, it will prove handy. So again, thanks for clicking on the video. I hope you guys enjoy. So I have plans for the fire starting, but just in case it fails, it's a good idea to have a backup. Birch bark, just peel a bit off the edge. There we are. Big old backpacks and all, buckets and shovels. We made it to our site. Pack was a bit heavy, but we knew we didn't have too far to go. Really looking forward to tonight. This area, this wilderness area, we're in the woods of New Brunswick. You can hear traffic because the highway not too far, but there's no villages nearby. It's just basically a throughway to get to the park, so we're in the middle of the bush. It's fairly isolated except for traffic sound, which is a bit of a pain. Still gonna have a great old time, have a nice little fire, work on our little water reservoir. We'll see how it works out. I have no idea. I've never tried this before. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, as I do for most of these. So anything that you guys see that I could improve on, feel free to throw it out there. I appreciate any assistance that you guys can give.
That's better. Nope, it's not.
That's going in.
No, it's not. There.
Sorry.
Cheers.
Good. This piece of property, about 100 acres. It's belonged to my father. Still belongs to my father. He grew up here a few years ago when he was a young one. There were about 50 families living here. Most, all of them basically due to economic circumstances had to move to the larger cities. So while it's pretty rustic, there's very few houses, a few cottages here and there. It's split on both sides of a main roadway that goes to a national park, and it's a very popular road for people on motorcycles. So you hear a lot of loud Harleys going by, which is fine. I mean, there's absolutely no way we'd ever see anybody else here, but it's a bit annoying. It takes away from the seclusion of the place, because it truly is secluded. Well, this, unfortunately, is not straightening out as I'd hoped. Might make things a little bit difficult for our intended project. It'll be fed via gravity. Ideally, it would have been to have a nice straight pipe, but where we stopped, they didn't have too much for options. We should be able to make it work. And it seems to be, actually, once Once you bend it, kind of keeps it shaped pretty well, so this might work. It's nice and straight.
Yep.
That'll work.
I could work at that when
I might be calling it moose or something. I don't want to be attacked by a moose in the rut in the fall. More dangerous than bears. Time to get to work. There's a good collection of birch bark.
to ditch this tripod somewhere.
So I think made a critical error. Our outlet hose here, hole, too low. So right now the water is, even if I am able to kind of clear it out so that most of the sediment goes down to the bottom, I can't get the hose out high enough so that it kind of goes over the lip here. I'm gonna try to build up the ground up a bit so that it keeps our hole here above the base. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough water coming in from the top. I'm going to give it a try. I mean, it's working great. We have nice clean water coming in here, but the problem is when it comes in down into the base here, it's coming up quite chocolate milky, but probably not as good. Work in progress. I am outdoorsy, I am not engineering. Okay, so it's pretty haphazard. Seems to be running some clean water there. I'll try to dig a little pit here so that we can put something like that if you need it. Probably leaves a lot to be desired, but it's a start. I'm going to check tomorrow morning, see how clean or dirty the water is.
I think we have a shape discrepancy.
I'm going to try to put the cover on.
Do you have any water coming out the pipe?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's some going in.
So,
I mean, we could just leave it like that for tonight.
Yeah.
Put a rock on it so the wind doesn't blow it out, but yeah, I wouldn't mess around with the bucket too much.
there you go.
Are you good? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't snap it too hard.
We do have some water pouring there. I can see, you can zoom in here. If we can see down here, it's quite a bit of silt in the water that could be coming from the bucket. It looks like it might be. I'm going to dig out a little bit more, and maybe tomorrow morning after some of it settles, we'll come over here and we'll check it out, see if it's clear. Then we may have something. Water's cold. Whew. Yeah, it's not too bad for an amateur. We'll see how it works out tomorrow morning. We'll pour out a cup of water and cross our fingers. If it's clear, I'll boil it up, try a cup of coffee. Wish me luck. We have a couple of squirrels fighting it out. They're running everywhere, it's kind of neat. So, I have a feeling that I probably should have dug it right where the water just comes in from underground. I'm not sure. Alright, I'm almost done. Basically where the water pools behind, because it's open air, I'm not sure. That might be an issue. For now, if we do use it, we're going to boil the water, so bacteria is not really that big of an issue for us because it's all going to be boiled for a few minutes. So right now, kind of happy about it, with it. It seems to be kind of clear. We'll see how it is in the morning. And right now, I'm going to go for another beer. Hey, no jet boil tonight, even though it would have been perfect for what we need, but I wanted to kind of change it up. So we're going to go with the old pocket rocket. Had this for many years. Works fantastic. Pocket rocket. Ask me the name of this pot. This is the first backcountry bushcrafty piece of equipment that I ever bought. We're going out camping and we're so new at it, we realized we didn't have any way to cook our food, so bought this on a whim. Something like $15 at a local general store that had a little bit of everything. Should do a better job of cleaning it, but kind of like its character. Would have cooked on the fire, because this pot obviously has been used there before, but due to fire restrictions in place, we can have a fire, but only after 8 p.m. So we don't want to wait to hang our food after dark. We're using the pocket rocket for now, and later on have a nice little fire, keep us warm. Well, that didn't take long at all. Barely more than the jet boil, so that's fantastic. Now, one of Sandra's famous rice medley dehydrated meals. Also going to add some meatballs that Sandra prepared. Hey, this has been up here for around, well, maybe roughly a year. So the bark should make pretty good tinder. It is fibrous, so I'm going to use this in conjunction with some other stuff, some old man's beard and our chaga mushroom. I'm really looking forward to trying out as a tinder option. I found quite a large piece. Gave quite a bit away to people we know, good friends that like to have it as a tea. So I wanted to use it as a fire starter option. So we'll give that a try. See how it works out. If worst comes to worst, if that doesn't work out, we always have the birch bark that we picked up earlier. I know I have a lighter, and I know it's easier. What's the fun in that? So it's fall out here. The colors are coming out nice. Most of this is evergreen forest, but I think we might be able to get some nice colors. Time to send out the drone. It's over there. So, it's the DJI Spark. This thing has been great. Absolutely love this thing. A little learning curve on figuring out how to record the video. Once you got it mastered, it needs a fairly recent cell phone, and geez, it handles awesomely. Even an idiot like me can fly this. This is the MEC light field. MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op. Basically like an REI, I think it's called in the States. Very similar to it. We've had this tent for around 5 years. It's a 4-season tent. It's really a good quality tent. There's zero wear and tear to it. We've had it for around 5 years. Had it in snow, downpours. Never had any issues. It's a really good tent. I think they have it as kind of a newer edition. Actually, our friends Gina and Simon have same light field, but it's slightly different in the fly. But for the most part, the quality remains the same. Highly recommended. It's really it's been fantastic. Absolutely no complaints about it. Losing a lot of light. Don't know if you can see. There's supper. Nice hearty meal. I'm hoping you guys can see this clearly. This is my first attempt at starting a fire using a piece of chaga mushroom. So, got myself a little tinder bundle here. And I got some sticks at the ready. So, give it a try. See how it works out. Oh. That is awesome. Not gonna happen. It's the hardest time I've ever had in dry conditions to start a fire. I don't know what it was, what I did, but that was unpleasant. Whew. So that was a bit of a challenge. The chaga mushroom worked great taking a spark. It really didn't take much. It started just a couple of flicks and boom, and there was a nice ember to it. Problem is I didn't make a very good tinder bundle, so something I got to improve upon. Eventually had to give up as just couldn't get it going, and just got the old birch bark out as a fail-safe. Good thing we picked some up, and we did get our fire going. We got the bear bag up. We'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, folks. It was a really warm night. It It's almost too warm, even with our summer sleeping bags. Windy. It's fairly windy. You can see the trees are wagging back and forth. But we're pretty sheltered in here. So we're gonna go down and grab the food bag. Gotta make the coffee. We usually make our own meals. We have a dehydrator at home for most of our meals. That's what we do. However, for breakfast, it's a little bit trickier. It's kind of difficult to dehydrate eggs, and oatmeal and all that gets old. So we've been having these. Sorry, kind of ripped off the top there, but it's a Mountain House breakfast skillet. Pack of these is around $8. It feeds us both. Basically, it's good for 2 people. We're totally full at the end of it. So around $5 per person when you consider the wraps that we include with it. So $5 breakfast. It tastes fairly good, and texture is a bit weird, but other than that, it tastes really good. One thing, before you pour your water in it, you want to make sure you take out the silica pack. Don't want to eat it. So as I said, if you're ever looking for an option for breakfast, it's nice and easy. Just add water and a little bit of time. So our water looks to be running pretty clean. So we're gonna got a 1.5 liter bottle here, and probably bring it to close to 1 liter, I figure. Because of the angle, I don't think we're gonna be able to get it full anyway. But we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna check to see how much time it takes to fill, and then we'll be able to also check its clarity directly from the bottle. There we go, that's almost a liter. Took a while. 2.5 minutes basically. It looks really clean. It's really, really clean. Ice cold. Wow, that's not bad. Wow, not bad. Not bad. Ideally, to get more water in it, I mean, I know that I'm losing some water on the side, so it would be to rebuild it there. I could dig this in to make it easier to get a container straight down, but all in all, I'm pretty happy. Wow. Main reason why I'm not going to drink it straight like that is if you look here, a lot of this water is coming from this standing water here. Well, we're gonna give her a try. Make a pot of coffee. I think it's gonna be great. Pretty clean. To be on the safe side, the water's been boiling for around 5 minutes now. Oh. About 2.5 minutes for a liter with the spring. Managed to make nice clean water. Boiled it for around 5 minutes to make sure that we purify it as best we can. Guess we'll only know the true results in a few days time. There's no other video, we'll know this was a mistake. Tastes like coffee to me. So as mentioned yesterday, the reason for the big pack had everything to do with the light field. It's a nice tent, it's a sturdy tent, but you can see by the size, I mean it takes a lot of room, and it's pretty heavy. For a size comparison, the MSR that we have packs smaller than this and is a lot lighter, significantly lighter. So while it's a great tent, great for winter camping where I can just throw it in the sled, or for canoeing where weight is not an issue, the lake field is a great tent. However, I wouldn't want to do any long backpacking trips with this on my back. Well, that about wraps it up, folks. Thanks for sticking around if you have. Thanks a bunch. Our trip was pretty good. We were able to do some preliminary work on our spring. It seems to be working pretty good. Couple of things, couple items learned on this trip. One, I have to do a much better job in having my tinder bundle ready, and also a better quality one. The chaga mushroom that I used yesterday to try to start the fire, it worked fantastic. I only took a couple of flicks with the flint, and I had an ember right away. Problem is my tinder bundle wasn't good enough, so I'll have to improve that in the future. Still, we're able to have a nice little campfire. Camped out here at Sandro, had a great old time, a couple of good meals, and yeah, we really enjoyed it. So thanks a lot for coming along. Really appreciate it. Take care.